सो वाटर मैनेजमेंट एंड कंजर्वेशन थ्रू हॉर्टिकल्चर, ये पॉइंट हम लोग ने कंप्लीट किए थे, वाटर मैनेजमेंट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर क्रॉप, राइट, जिसमें हमने एडवांटेजेस ऑफ इरिगेशन वगैरह ये सब इरिगेशन का हुआ था पॉइंट, और सॉइल मॉइस्चर कंजर्वेशन मेथड, टेक्निक्स, टिप्स ये भी देखे थे। नोट्स लिखे हैं आप लोगों ने? पूरे पूरे पॉइंट्स नहीं लिखने हैं ये। सॉइल मॉइस्चर कंजर्वेशन मेथड, टेक्निक्स एंड टिप्स, इसमें हम लोग ने इफेक्ट ऑफ डिफरेंट सॉइल प्रिपरेशन ऑन मॉइस्चर कंजर्वेशन एंड व्हाट इज सॉइल कंजर्वेशन ये देखे थे। देन उसके मेथड्स पढ़े हमने, डिफरेंट मेथड्स ऑफ सॉइल मॉइस्चर कंजर्वेशन। 8 मेथड्स थे ना, मल्चिंग, कवर क्रॉपिंग, कंटोरिंग, ग्रीन मैन्योर, ग्रीन मैन्योरिंग, कंजर्वेशन टाइलेज, क्रॉप रोटेशन, मिक्स क्रॉपिंग एंड मैकेनिकल मेथड्स। और फिर लास्ट में उसके इन्वायरमेंटल बेनिफिट्स है, सोशियो इकोनॉमिक बेनिफिट्स है, ओके, सिंपल बेनिफिट्स है। Now I start next point, that is dryland horticulture. Okay, dryland horticulture, or we can say dryland agriculture. Dryland agriculture means growing of a crop entirely under a rain-fed condition or depending on the amount of rainfall received. It is called as a dryland agriculture. Okay, dryland agriculture means a growing of crop entirely under a rain-fed condition and or depend on the amount of rainfall. रेनफॉल पे डिपेंड करेगा वो, डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अमाउंट ऑफ रेनफॉल रिसीव, इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ ड्राईलैंड एग्रीकल्चर. सो ग्रोइंग ऑफ क्रॉप एंटायरली अंडर अ रेनफिट कंडीशन, ये उसकी डेफिनेशन हो गई. डिपेंडिंग ऑन द अमाउंट ऑफ रेनफॉल रिसीव, ड्राईलैंड एग्रीकल्चर कैन डिवाइडेड इनटू अ 3 कैटेगरीज. 3 कैटेगरीज में डिवाइड होता है, ड्राई फार्मिंग, ड्राईलैंड फार्मिंग एंड rain-fed farming. Okay, the dry farming, cultivation of crop in area where rainfall is less than 750 mm per annum is called as a dry farming. जहाँ पे rainfall कितनी है, less than 750 mm से कम अगर है rainfall, तो वहाँ पे cultivation of crop is in area where rainfall is less than 750, वहाँ पे dry farming होगी. It is called as a dry farming. Prolonged dry spell during a crop period are most common. Crop failures are more frequent under a dryland farming condition. So prolonged dry spell means is a period of consecutive dry day resulting in a soil water deficiency causing crop stress. So prolonged dry spell during a crop period are most common. Crop failures are most frequent under a dryland farming condition. Dry farming region are equivalent to arid region and moisture conservation practices are important in the region. Arid regions कौन से होते हैं? Lack of available water is a arid region. Okay, lack of available water. These are the arid regions. Then dry land farming, cultivation of crop in area receiving rainfall above 750 mm. जहाँ पे above 750 mm होंगी rainfall is known as a dry land farming. Okay, यहाँ पे three categories है. Dry and agriculture can divide it into three categories. First is a dry farming, next is a dry land farming. Dry farming में क्या देखे 750 mm से लेस है अगर रेनफॉल तो वो इट इज अ ड्राई फार्मिंग एंड अगर अबोव 750 mm है तो इट इज कॉल्ड एज अ ड्राई लैंड फार्मिंग. Dry spell during a crop period occur but crop failure are less frequent. Dryland farming area are uh, dryland farming area are a group under a semi-arid region. First में क्या देखे arid region. Then next in dryland farming semi-arid region. Group under a semi-arid region means semi-arid region are the subtype of dry land. Means semi-arid region are a subtype of dry land with an aridity index. Major threat to soil in semi-arid region include erosion, salinity, degradation due to human activities. Okay. Next is a rain-fed farming. Cultivation of crop in region receiving more than 1150 mm rainfall is known as a rain-fed farming. So it is a practiced in humid region where crop failure are rare and drainage in important problem. So dryland versus rain-fed farming यहाँ पे टेबल दिया हुआ है. Dryland farming versus rain-fed farming. Rainfall less than 800 किसमें होंगी dryland farming में less than 800. Okay, rainfall is more than 800 है तो rain-fed farming. Then moisture availability dryland farming में shortage है और in rain-fed farming it is enough. Then growing season days less than 200 and in rain-fed farming more than 200. ओके यहाँ पे ड्राईलैंड फार्मिंग में ग्रोइंग रीजन अराइड भी है और सेमी अराइड दोनों होंगे. अराइड रीजन मीन्स lack of available water and semi arid region are a type of dry land, and in rain-fed farming it is a humid and sub-humid region. Growing region कैसे होगा humid और sub-humid. Then cropping system single and intercropping होंगी किसमें dryland farming में. Then in rain-fed farming, intercropping and double cropping. Then last is a constraints wind and water erosion. And in rain-fed farming, only water erosion होता है इसमें. Okay? Constraints means limitations क्या है उसकी यहाँ पे restrictions कितने होंगे wind and water erosion. And in rain-fed farming, only water erosion होता है यहाँ पे. यहाँ तक समझ में आया? Next point is the problem of crop production in dry farming. Problem of crop production in dry farming. Dry farming areas are characterized by very low and highly variable and uncertain yield. Crop failure are quite common. These are mainly due to following reasons. यहाँ पे different reasons है. I think 5 reasons. First is a inadequate and uneven distribution of rainfall. So crop production in dry farming में यहाँ पर problem क्या हो रही है? First inadequate distribution. रेनफॉल जो है वो अनइवन डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन में होती है. सो द रेनफॉल इज लो एंड हाईली वेरिएबल विच रिजल्ट इन अनसर्टेन क्रॉप yield. Next is the late onset of early cessation of rain. So when the monsoon set in late, the sowing of crop are delayed resulting in a poor yield. So ये भी एक problem है. Next is a prolonged dry spell during the crop period. Long break in the rainy season ब्रेक हो रहा है तो वो भी एक प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. सो लॉन्ग ब्रेक इन द रेनी सीजन्स आर important features of Indian monsoon. These intervening dry spell when prolonged during a crop period reduce crop growth and yield when unduly prolonged crop fails. So prolonged dry spell during the crop period. Next is a low moisture retention capacities. आप लोग ने इतना डिटेल में नहीं भी लिखे तो चलेगा, ओनली वन पॉइंट भी ऐड किए, इट्स ओके. Low moisture retention capacity, the crop based on the red soils and coarse texture soil suffers due to lack of moisture whenever prolonged dry spell occur due to their low moisture holding capacity. So loss of rainwater occur as run off due to undulating and sloping lands. Next problem is a low fertility of soil. Dry land is not only a thirsty but also hungry. Okay, so soil fertility has to be increased, but there is a limited scope for extensive use of chemical fertilizer due to lack of adequate soil moisture. So low fertility of soil ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम हुई. यहाँ पे नेक्स्ट पॉइंट क्या है, मॉइस्चर स्ट्रेस. Moisture stress, soil moisture is the most limiting factor in the dryland farming and dryland farming situations. So, understanding of the physiological process that occur during a moisture stress is increased to ameliorate means or improve the stress effect. Ameliorate means improve the stress effect either by a management practices or by a plant improvement. Okay, stress is the result of action external factor of the organisms. Moisture stress indicate the action lack of or a excess of water on a plants. Next point is the effect of moisture stress. So moisture stress effect क्या होगा? It does not affect all the aspect of plant growth. पूरी तरह से वो affect नहीं करता. It does not affect all the aspects of plant growth and development equally. Some process is highly susceptible while other are far less affected. Okay, the final yield of the crop is the integrated result of these effect of stress on water relation, then photosynthesis, respiration, nutrition and growth and development. Then mechanism to conserve water are mechanisms क्या है उसके stomatal mechanism है, then increase photosynthetic efficiency, liquid deposit on leaves, okay, reduction in leaf area, leaf surface, effect of events. तो यहाँ पे mechanism to conserve water are first is a stomatal mechanism, then increase photosynthetic efficiency, then liquid deposit on leaves. इन डिटेल नहीं दिए हुए यहाँ पे, सिर्फ पॉइंट्स दिए हुए कुछ. Ons क्या होता है? Effect of ons means is a either hair or a bristle like appendages on the large structures. Ons are a characteristics of various plants families including Asteraceae, then Poaceae. So function क्या होता है इसका? Photosynthesis, carbohydrate storage and increase water use efficiency. Okay, और hair और a bristle like appendage होता है उसका. Next is a mechanism to improve water uptake. So drought avoidance is promoted by a well-developed deep root system with high efficiency to extract water from a deeper layer of the soil. So mechanism to improve water कैसे कर सकते हैं हम लोग improve drought avoidance is promoted by a well-developed deep root system with a efficiency to extract water from a deeper layer. This mechanism is desirable only if there is sufficient soil moisture in deeper layer for extraction. So water improved by several mechanisms such as first is the efficient root system, root shoot ratio, increase in liquid phase, osmotic movement. Okay. Next is a drought tolerance. Drought tolerance means it is the ability to which plant maintains its biomasses production during arid or a drought condition. So drought tolerance due to different avoidance mechanism, plant are able to maintain favorable water balance and adverse effect of reduced water potential are not felt by the plants. Drought tolerance is either by a mitigating stress or by a showing high degree of tolerance. Okay. Next is a resource development of utilization. Important natural resources are rainfall, soil, and plants. These are the natural resources. Resources development and their efficient use are two important aspects to achieve a good and stable yield under a dryland condition. So these are the important aspects. The rainfall received in arid and a semi-arid region is to be stored either on the soil or in the soil. Soil resources are developed by understanding the soil by proper grouping or a classification. Okay, understanding the soil by proper grouping or classification, then rectifying the defect of the soil either by leveling, application of amendment. Next is a water harvesting. Water harvesting means collecting and store water for a subsequent use is known as a water harvesting. Means collect करना and store water for a subsequent use. जो हम water को collect करते हैं and store करते हैं. So it is known as a water harvesting. It is the method to induce, collect, store and conserve local surface runoff for agriculture in arid and semi-arid region. The next point है irrigation agriculture. तो irrigation तो आप लोगों को मैंने in detail explain की थी. What is irrigation and type of irrigation. यहाँ पे उसके types भी दिए हुए, sub irrigation, localized irrigation and subsurface textile irrigation. Okay. And last point is a water sources. तो कौन कौन से वाटर सोर्सेस है इसमें सब कुछ डिटेल दी हुई है. डिटेल नहीं, 1-2 पॉइंट्स लिख दो, एक पॉइंट. ओके. पूरा सरफेस इरिगेशन का पूरा पॉइंट मत लिखो, 2 से 3 पॉइंट लिखो होगा. आया समझ में? हेलो.
हाँ मैम.
यहाँ पे देखो कि नोट बहुत लेंदी होंगे इसलिए मैं बता रही हूँ. टाइप ऑफ इरिगेशन में थोड़ा सा इंट्रोडक्शन लिखो और फिर उसके जो 3 टाइप्स है ना, सरफेस इरिगेशन, देन लोकलाइज्ड इरिगेशन, सब सरफेस टेक्सटाइल इरिगेशन, 2-2 पॉइंट लिख दो सब में. लास्ट है ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. So what is organic farming? Anyone knows? Organic farming is an agriculture system that uses fertilizer of organic origins such as compost, manure, green manure, and bone meals. These are the organic farming. तो यहाँ पे हमको डेफिनेशन देखनी है. डेफिनेशन, स्कोप, इंडियन सिनेरियो, फ्यूचर स्कोप. So organic farming is the production of crop and livestock without the use of synthetic and inorganic fertilizers. Introduction. Organic farming is a production system of crop which avoid the use of synthetic and chemical input like a chemical input and synthetics are the fertilizer, pesticides, growth regulators, and livestock feed additives. Then nutrients requirement, organic origin materials such as compost, manure, green manure, bone meal, etc. Then pest and disease management, mixed cropping, insect predator, crop rotation, etc. Then उसकी definition है, organic farming is a system which avoid or largely exclude the use of synthetic inputs सच एज फर्टिलाइजर. जो इंट्रोडक्शन में वही थोड़ा सा यहाँ पे डेफिनेशन में दिया हुआ है. फर्टिलाइजर, पेस्टिसाइड्स, hormones, food additives. Then and the maximum extent feasible relay means uh, probably depend upon crop rotation, crop residues, animal manure, off farm, organic waste, mineral grade, rock additives, and biological system of the nutrient mobilization and plant production. Then USDA US organic farming is unique production enhance agroeconomic ecosystem health, including biodiversity, biological and soil biological activities. Okay. Then उसमें 4 principle है. There are 4 principle of organic farming. uh, Principle of health, ecology, fairness, and care. So first principle of health, organic agriculture should sustain and enhance the health of soil, plant, animal, human, and plant as one in individual. These principles point out that the health of the individual and the community cannot be separate from the health of ecosystem. Next principle is ecology. Organic agriculture should be based on the living ecosystem. Ecology में किस पे बेस्ड करेगा वो? Living ecosystem and cycles पे. Next principle is a fairness. So organic agriculture should build on the relationship that ensure fairness with a regard to common environment and life opportunities. Next is care. Principle of care. Organic should be managed in a precautionary and a responsible manner to protect the health and well-being of current and a future generation and environment. Then उसके objectives है. Objectives of organic farming to produce food of a high nutrition qualities in sufficient quantity, to work with a natural system rather than the seeking to dominate them, to encourage and enhance biological cycle within farming system involving microorganism, soil flora and fauna, plants and animals. So ये उसके objectives है organic farming के. Then स्कोप ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग इन इंडिया, ये आप लोग पढ़ो, इजी है. और लास्ट में उसके बेनिफिट्स दिए हुए, बेनिफिट्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग. सिलेबस में डेफिनेशन, स्कोप, इंडियन सिनेरियो और फ्यूचर स्कोप इतना ही दिया हुआ है. तो अगर आप लोग चाहते हैं तो वहाँ पे बेनिफिट्स भी ऐड कर सकते हैं. बेनिफिट्स ऑफ Organic farming means it helped in maintaining environmental health by reducing the level of pollution. It keep agriculture at a higher level and make it sustainable. तो सिंपल लैंग्वेज में लिखा हुआ है, आप लोग एक बार पढ़ेंगे तो समझ में आ जाएगा. ओके.